Okay, welcome everyone to class 113, which is on refining and layering prompts. So this class picks up where Stephanie left off in 112, where she went over prompt basics. So you can find that in your Teachable, no problems. So the first thing that I want to demo for you all is the idea of what a system prompt is. So a system prompt is the overarching set of instructions that puts the LLM in a certain frame of reference for the response. Now, believe it or not, this is also with humans, and also this is the crux of like hypnosis and everything like that. So if you think about, even human brains work this way. So I want you to think of the system prompt as that, like it's a very strong suggestion. It's going to put the LLM into like a frame of a state of mind, almost, if you think about it. This is often used to behave in a specific persona, or to know information needed to complete a task, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So a system prompt is only available in an API call. This is a big difference between if I come back over to OpenAI and I click login and I come to ChatGPT, there is no system prompt really here. So you can only access a system prompt if you are in OpenAI Playground, or you are in software like Rexy that gives you access to send a system prompt with the API call. Okay. So let me show you an example of no system prompt. So we're going to do this example that I did right here of give me a story for a novel. So this is the really big, heavy lift that a system prompt can do. So I'm going to say, give me an idea for a novel. And we'll leave the temperature there. And I'm actually going to use 16K for this because why not? So I'm going to click submit, and it's just going to give me a random story idea. Okay, so that's just give me an idea for a novel. I'm going to take that out. Somebody give me a genre that we didn't just say, either mystery, thriller, or horror. Give me a different genre. Science fiction author. So that's all I'm putting in my system prompt, and that is an example of a persona. And now we get a science fiction, young adult science fiction author. So let's go ahead and do some different iterations here on what we could use this system prompt for. Okay. And I'm going to demonstrate the next part, which is layering. So we're going to stay as a young adult science fiction author, and we're going to do the next example that I'm giving you, which is about don't play the game of one more thing. So prompting best practice is do one task per prompt. So it doesn't mean that your prompt must be short. It just means that the prompt needs to be longer if it's giving more information on how to do the one task you're asking it to do. The best way to do this is one task at a time, not request a bunch of tasks. So when you needed to do multiple steps, this is when we use chain of thought prompting is what they called it later, but we just called it layering when we first started doing this last spring. So let's do a bad one first. Let's do this. I know it feels so long ago in AI terms. I agree with you. I'm going to grab this prompt right here, and we're going to stick it right here in the user prompt. So give me a story idea for the following genre and tropes. So we already know you're a best-selling science fiction author. So I'm going to say time travel. And best friends saving a long lost ancestor. All right, how about we'll do cousins saving a long lost ancestor. So they're changing their own timeline. And an outline and a list of characters. All right. Now, already I have a problem here with my maximum length, because if it only has 512 tokens to write back, we're really going to get hardly anything, right? So you always want to check your maximum length and bump that up. So I'm just going to bump it up to 8,000. It's only able to actually write back 1,500 tokens at a time, so it's really not a big deal. 2,000 tokens at a time, 1,500 words. GPT 16K output limit is about 1,500 words. So it gave me the genre, it gave me the outline, and it's giving me the characters. Yeah. This was our result. So it really didn't even give me a story idea. It just gave me echoes of time, title, and it gave me an outline. So it already skipped one of the instructions of give me a story idea. This is what happens. People who try AI for the first time and they give a prompt, like, I'm sorry for the scroll. They give a prompt like this one. They're like, oh, AI sucks, because they're trying to make it do too many things at once. But when you actually learn how to work with artificial intelligence and you learn that it doesn't have a brain, so it has to have language to make more predictions off and more predictions off and more predictions off.